Hey everyone! This is an introductory video for the Sex, Money, Magic course, a course for reconnecting your spirit. So I created this course because when I surveyed my audience, the two main complaints, problem areas in your lives was your sex life and your financial life, your money. So it got me thinking about how these two areas affect the way we move in the world. And I know that for myself, that if these two areas aren't working, they pull focus. They get number one attention. And if they are working, then I'm able to focus more on my spiritual practice and my offerings in the world. So I see this as these are your kind of your basic needs, and when you can get these basic needs met in a healthy way, then you can flourish and you can go and do good things in the world. And that's what I want for you. So my intention for this video, for the introductory video, is for you to get an understanding of what what causes some of the imbalances that we experience in our sex lives and our money lives. And I'll also be giving you a quick exercise to resolve a really big chunk of that. So I say that this is a course to reconnect your spirit because you are part of a larger system. You know this. You, on a spiritual level, on a physical level, we're all made of the same stuff, and you're just a piece in a beautiful puzzle. You're a cell in the body of the universe. And we instinctually know this. We have an instinctual need to express this connection. But the way that we live, the way we're taught to live, is based on the individual. It's based on the ego. It's based on feeling separate, like I'm alone in this. It's all on me. So there's this discord between what we know to be true about ourselves and our basic desire to express ourselves as a healthy cell in a healthy system, and this individual idea that we're on our own. It's only me in the cold and lonely universe. So in the area of sex and in the area of money, we're sort of forced to deal with the fact that we are interconnected. So it does two things. It triggers our ego in a really big way. So we have a lot of responses like, oh, I don't need you. We block intimacy. We block real, true connection. We may have resistance to receiving abundance because we have to work hard to earn it, or if I have some, then it means that I'm taking it away from somebody else. So we have these kind of fearful ego notions that that our flourishing is separate from the rest of the world's flourishing, and that we can't have what we actually need to survive because it's against the rest of life. And then on the flip side, we also have this intrinsic knowledge that we are connected, so it triggers a hunger in us. So we also tend to have a desire for excess in these areas. We get greedy, we get addicted, we get lustful, and it's understandable because we're deficient in connection. So throughout this course, I do a lot of looking at how we learned to be separate and unlearning those lessons, unlearning the lessons that are harmful and against our nature. But for today, I want to give you just a little exercise that you can start practicing right now to start supplementing your connection. We get addicted and greedy because we have a need that's not being met. We have a need for connection. We have a need to be a part of something bigger than ourselves. So when we get into a relationship's bigger than just me. So we get addicted to that. We get into work, and that job, that project is bigger than us. We get addicted to it. Or the things that we can buy, the ways that we can interact with the world around us, it makes us feel bigger. But the reality is that we actually are infinitely large. We are the universe. We're not separate. So to stop being weird in our sex lives and in our relationship to money, we need to start feeling those connections in other areas. So the assignment from this video is for you to look for your connection to the rest of life. So look for connection in areas and places that you don't normally feel connected. So maybe you don't normally feel connected to your food. So you could sit down and have a practice of looking at what's in front of you when you sit down to eat and thinking about where each item came from. So where did the cup come from? Who made the plate? Where did the grass, what grass was this cow eating before it became your hamburger? Whatever. Follow the trace of where your food came and understand and feel into that connection. Feel into your connection to those plants and animals. Feel into your connection to the other people, that somebody else actually grew that food for you. Somebody else actually tended that animal for you. Somebody else, butchered it or processed the vegetables. And I mean, if you have any experience doing any farm work yourself, it's actually quite a bit that goes into food. So getting present to all the hands that brought that meal in front of you can be a way of feeling that connection. Maybe you feel disconnected or you don't feel present to your connection when you are at work. Maybe there's a coworker that you have had shallow banter with. See if you could practice listening to that person and feeling that connection through hearing what they have to say rather than just listening to your own internal chatter. So the assignment is to practice looking for connections, and I have a bunch of ideas listed below that you can look into and see what feels like it really supplements an area that you're feeling disconnected in. Also, to feel connected, it requires a degree of presence. So I'm going to be bringing this up throughout the program, but I think it's a really great idea to start right now with a sitting practice. So a practice that involves sitting still, being silent for a few minutes every day. So even if it's 1 minute every day where you're not doing anything but feeling the breath coming in and out, noticing the thoughts going through your head, being in your body, being where you are. You can do it eyes open, do it eyes closed, doesn't really matter, but I strongly recommend that you start developing that practice as a foundation for any other work that you do. So again, there is a list of ideas for connecting practices below, and I really look forward to working with you in the next few videos more intensely on your sex and your money relationships.